Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Thursday Throwdown. My name is Dr. Fish. Alongside me tonight is going to be Nice Jewish Owl. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing quite well.
All right. Well, it's definitely going to be a good night of Hearthstone. We only have one match for you tonight, but this one is going to be a banger of a match. We have two longtime THL players going at it in the Pro Series. We have Hitachi from F12 Scarlet and Mark Shire of Aeon. So both of these, so we're just pretty much waiting on bans. This is his Pro Series. The players will just be able to see their bans when they're up on the website. So while we're at it, I guess we can go ahead and look at the decks and talk about them a little bit. I'm gonna have them up on the screen now. So if you want to go and talk about Itachi's lists, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so both players, in fact, have brought the All Spell Mage, a deck that, despite being nerfed twice now, still is one of the most competitively viable and popular decks out there. So no surprise to still see it around. Itachi's also got Control Priest with those Light Shower Elementals over the builds with Giants and Onyx Mage Scribes that some people have been running. You've got Miracle Rogue and OTK Demon Hunter.
Yeah. We see, I'd say maybe the Throwglaive would be that an extra, like, slight funky tech for OTK, but I think a one of has been played in some lists in the past. Everything else from Hitachi, I want to say he is running Lunacy in his Mage. So that is going to be quite spicy.
Yeah, I think Lunacy is a very good move in Mage. Despite being nerfed, the stats on it are still saying that it's pretty good, and especially in this matchup, I think it's going to be super important. Just because if we look at Markshire's lists, we see Face Hunter, Poison Rogue, and Secret Libram Paladin.
Yeah.
All of which are decks that are favored into Spell Mage. But with that deck of Lunacy, I know we saw on a lot of GM matches, a deck of Lunacy can really turn even those favored matchups on their head. And I think if Hitachi is going to win with that mage, it's probably going to be through deck of Lunacy.
Yeah. So I've been told that the bans are, and I'm just waiting for the website to update to show me what they are.
All right.
So
yeah, we can go a little more in on
Sure.
Markshire's lists. We see a very similar spell mage, although Markshire is not running deck of Lunacy, instead opting for a second Flame Strike, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see Poison Rogue, Face Hunter, interestingly including Ace Hunter Kreen and True Aim Crescent in the Face Hunter.
Oh, I see that.
As well as Secret Libram Paladin.
Yeah, so with the nerf that we saw to Crab Rider, a lot of the more aggressive Paladin decks not running secrets have kind of fallen to the wayside, where we're generally going to see more Libram based decks, whether they're secret or Broom. I guess like the older style of Broom, just with a couple new cards in it. So no surprise to see this deck from Mark Shire Yeah, I mean, just the couple of the True Aim Crescent and the Korean and stuff. I have not played in a deck myself, but I have seen it around. So just a bit of preference. Probably has a specific tech reason behind it. Um,
Yeah, it's nothing wacky. We're not seeing any "don't feed the animals" or anything in that hunter. It's
yeah,
still pretty standard face hunter, although
yeah,
I'm guessing there is some specific matchup that those are in there to help with. Maybe paladin, maybe warrior. I'm not sure. I could even see them being helpful against priest if you're deciding to leave priest up, but we'll have to see.
cool. Yeah, well, the players are challenged up, and the bans are in. Hitachi has banned the paladin, and Shire has banned the rogue. So
Interesting.
get those bans up showing on the screen here, and I will send these players off to go. Yes. Um,
Yeah, I think I like the paladin ban from Itachi. I think it's sort of recognizing that the two decks are going to struggle to get through are the demon hunter and the mage.
yeah,
And if you paladin is one that is really oppressively good into demon hunter and still pretty decent into mage, and also one of the ones that's hardest to sort of scam a win with lunacy.
yeah,
So I think banning the paladin is a pretty decent idea.
for sure. I am gonna get these players sent on the way, so I'll message them now that they can go. Um, First to spectate on my screen is going to be Shire, so he'll be on the bottom, and Itachi will be on the top. So we have Demon Hunter, Mage, Priest for Itachi, and Hunter, Mage, Rogue for Shire. So any predictions for what these guys are going to bring out first?
Yeah. I think if I'm Markshire, I'd probably bring out the rogue first. I think it's got the best overall matchup spread. And then in response, I think if I'm Itachi, I bring out the priest, because again, I think it has the best overall matchup spread into the opponent's lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we are heading into game one.
Rogue and Demon Hunter.
Okay. Yeah, Demon Hunter also makes sense. If you think your opponent is going to bring out the rogue, I believe stats say Demon Hunter is the best into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could definitely be the case.
Because if you thought Priest could heal a lot, just you wait till you see some of the stuff Demon Hunter can do.
Oh yes. So looking at mulligans coming in from both sides. Hachi with Og Merchant, Mo Aura, and Chaos Strike. Shire probably going to toss everything here, maybe keep the poisons, but you're just looking for that Swine Tusk for sure. And it looks like Shire. Okay, Shire did full toss. Game was just taking a while for me. There we go.
Tempting to keep the self sharpening just because it is a weapon, but I do think you really want those swine tusks, and self sharpening's just sort of the backup if you don't find them.
Exactly.
Especially in a matchup like this where your opponent has so much healing available to them, you need to be getting as much value as possible out of these poisons.
All right. Not much going on in these first few turns. See two hero powers from Itachi, and Shire going to his second turn. Not really having anything to play. Probably just going to see a dagger up here.
Actually, we only saw one hero.
We only saw
power
one
from
hero
Itachi.
power
We
from
see
Hitachi.
double jumps.
Oh, he played
Yeah,
he played a double jump. I didn't see that. There we go.
I like the decision to play both double jumps because you have the stuff in your hand isn't super important.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do hit those skulls, you are probably going to be able to drop this stuff and get your stuff outcast.
Yeah. Here we see a Spell Screamer into a Spectral Sight. The Spectral Sight draws a skull, which the skull should be able to be activated.
Mhm. Yeah. Interestingly enough, in this matchup, it's sometimes hard for the Demon Hunter to find targets for these I-beams and Fell Screams.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because this rogue deck
Doesn't play
runs, let
minions.
me count it here, 2 Prize Plunderers, 2 Wand Makers, and a Man Crick. That
Yeah.
is an entire deck with 5 minions.
This deck doesn't even run. This deck runs no Wand Makers? It
It
does.
runs
Wand
Wand
Makers.
Makers,
Yeah, sorry,
Prize
no
Plunderers, and
thief.
Man Crick.
For
Yep.
some reason, I thought I was hearing Wand Thief in my head.
No Wand Thieves.
No Wand Thieves. Deck
We've got
doesn't need
enough
them.
poisons now that we don't need Wand Thieves. I think if you're Tachi, it's very tempting to drop this 4/4.
Hmm.
I think the concern with it is that again, like you need targets for these I beams and fell screams,
Yeah.
and if you just drop the 4/4 here, you're playing one minion that you could potentially use as a target in the future.
Yeah. So the Fell Screamer does get played, and your concern is definitely warranted there. As I mean, Itachi not having a Swine Tusk, or sorry, Marshire not having the Swine Tusk, but getting a Self Sharpening Sword, will be able to start popping out some damage if he can, and even get some draw in with this Silverleaf Poison. Just has to decide how much he wants to go in. It looks like we're gonna get exactly what I said.
Yeah, we're gonna get deadly. Yeah, I think you definitely always want to put that silver leaf on there. 2 mana draw 4 is really good.
Yeah.
It there is a question of whether or not you want to put the deadly poison on this weapon or if you want to save it for a future swine tusk shank. I don't mind putting it on this weapon because you're putting on the full 4 durability. So it is
Mhm.
1 mana, 8 damage to your opponent's face, and it'll
Yeah.
help discount any cutting classes you draw.
For sure. Now we see another Fell Scream, so Itachi might have to consider yeah, he's gonna remove the play the Immolation Aura. Doesn't play this first Fell Scream. This skull is just gonna sit there for a while, and now second Deadly Poison picked up, but I mean I'm gonna say it's probably better to just wait on the Deadly Poison, but Marshire might not think so. He's gonna go ahead and play it. I mean, he's gonna go 6-7 8 damage. That's 21 damage from that point.
Mhm.
Just has to wager if, and especially if you Wand Maker into something else. Paralytic, okay.
So he's going to coerce the 4/2. I guess the concern with playing this one maker is you are giving your opponent a target for things like this I beam.
Yeah.
We could even see we could see
See
Fell
Fell Scream,
Scream and both
I-beam.
I beams dumped alongside
Yeah.
an Ethereal Log Merchant this turn.
So
I
you
don't
just
know
have to
if I
play the
dump the second I beam though.
yeah. You would have to play you have to play the Ethereal then, I guess. Is it Itachi's just considering just hard playing the Skull? Does do it pulls Moar, Chaos Strike, and a Spectral Sight. So no key cards picked up there. Or so like no key cards that need to be discounted, I should say.
Yeah, I mean,
Moargs get discounted pretty easily.
so to be fair, if Hitachi draws Il'gynoth by turn 8, he does have lethal in hand right now.
Yes, he does. That's for sure.
And I think knowing that, seeing that, I like just playing that skull for no discounts. Just saying,
Yeah.
there's one card in my deck that I need to draw, and I win before
Mhm.
you're going to be able to kill me.
Yeah.
Although the before you're able to kill me might be a little questionable.
Yeah, Itachi is just dead next turn. Essentially. And he's gonna cloak, so gonna have to
Yeah,
combo
cloak.
here or it's game. So poison.
Cloaking is very big here because it prevents your opponent from healing with Eldrachi Warblades.
Yes. Tachi might just have to go for some like Moarg healing with Fellscream Blast.
So yeah, he's gonna Fell Scream first, then
Yeah.
probably play this Moarg, Og Merchant, I-Beam, and that is gonna give him a decent chunky healing.
Yeah.
Um,
He needs to heal above. He needs to heal above 12 currently.
Considering playing the second Moarg, that's very risky because we haven't seen any philosophies yet.
That would be his last Moarg. He wouldn't be able to. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He heals to 16.
Yeah, we might even see the second I-Beam come down on his own Ethereal Og Merchant.
Potentially.
Although, you're already at 23, so...
I think, I think just taking the draw there is fine. He picks up a Throwglaive.
Yeah.
Finds the Silverleaf, so Marshall will be able to draw twice if he wants to. I think you might even just want to save that. So that way your Swine Tusk can maybe even be able to draw later. It just depends on what he wants to do here. The Demon Hunter is not in a bad place anymore because a lot of the poisons have been used already.
Yeah, I believe Heatshock and I casted the same matchup earlier, and it came down to fatigue, which was very interesting.
Oh,
just because the healing from the Demon Hunter has enough healing that you can often outlast these weapons, especially because all of these poisons aren't getting played on a Shank right now.
Yeah, exactly. So if he draws a Shank and he draws Wicked Stab. So the win con here is just hoping there's no more, it's just hoping that the combo doesn't get drawn soon, which, you know, there's some pieces left to be played. Does pick up Illidari. Hitachi picks it up and instantly plays it. He just wants to go through his deck. Yep, finds Philosophy, finds a Skull. Could rip the Skull here.
But
like you said, but like you mentioned, I think we're healing here.
So we can Fell Scream and I-Beam, and then play that second Spectral Sight. Yeah, looks like that's going to be what we end up going for.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the best play here. And you could even go for the Chaos Strike if you want to draw more. There's a Eldrachi Warblade, and there is the Il'gynoth. But how does Hitachi win this from here?
This is a game where we might see the elusive Tempo Il'gynoth as just a essentially 4/6 attacker.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird. I'm looking at the decks trying to wonder how they both win. He's gonna play the Philosophy, just dump it out of hand, I guess, just to try to get the Skull closer to Outcast. This type of game might come down to having the weapon, the Eldrachi Warblade.
Yes, definitely. Rogue can't heal.
Yep.
And these Warblades, there's a second Warblades in deck. So if you assume Warblades and Hero Power every turn, that's 12 damage right there. And then Chaos Strike is an additional 4 with Il'gynoth, so that gives you an additional 7 on one turn. And I believe, if my math is correct, that will add up to lethal. The question is if he has enough time to do all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we do see a Paralytic Poison. I'm guessing we're going to see that played.
Yeah,
it's probably...
I would think Paralytic and Cutting Class, but I opt for... Gonna look at a Swindle first. Does get the second Paralytic.
Yeah. So I think Paralytic and Prize Plunderer, or going for the second Paralytic.
Mm-hmm. Two Paralytics played down. There is now both Wicked Stabs have been played. It looks like so. I mean, this isn't quite enough, but Wandmaker can generate enough to win. Potentially, we have Chaos Strike, Eldraki's, all sorts of good stuff coming out here for Hitachi. He's gonna play the Temple of Ilg, like you said. How does Il'gynoth's gonna chunk 4?
Recognizing the opponent is out of burn, so that healing from the lifesteal isn't as important now.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this Il'gynoth is going to get coerced.
I assume so as well. You're gonna get a Yoink first to see what hero powers are offered. I guess we can't see. I guess I don't have that ability.
Yeah, I guess we can't see them.
That's weird. I've been able to see them before.
It's weird. I think this is a game where every hit point matters. I might be more inclined to take something like Warrior or Priest. Just because
I'm so confused. What just happened? He played Yoink.
Yeah, I'm not seeing...
Yeah, I'm not seeing much anything right now.
Okay. It appears we may have some technical difficulties.
Maybe there's a spectator bug. I'm gonna guess there is, and I'm gonna restart. Swap to the caster screen. Oh nope, I see it. Nope, we're back. He just took a while.
He picked the Demon Hunter hero power.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
Sorry everybody for that. But yeah, I don't mind the Demon Hunter hero power. It was just so weird. We couldn't see what was going on. But it took Shire quite a while to determine what hero power he wanted, and he picks Demon Hunter, which will give some extra damage. I wish I knew what was offered.
I mean, I assume from Hitachi, we're just gonna see double 1/3s played out for the tempo, along with the throw glaive and a hero power hit face.
Probably, yeah. Now Hitachi
you could also drop this philosophy if you feel like it. Although, I believe, does Hitachi still have Illidari studies left?
I believe he has none.
Okay.
I think he played both Illidari.
Yeah, he did play one earlier in the game.
Yeah. I mean, the Sinister Strikes, it's so close. Shire he's just a little off.
8 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should just rip the skull here because you don't have much else to do. But Hitachi,
then you'd be
fatiguing.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So I believe if Shire had drawn Mancrick there, it would have been lethal.
Yeah, if he drew, if Olgura was drawn a 1 in 8, that would have ended the game. But as it stands, Shire cannot win this match now, so Hitachi takes it.
Yeah. Just lethal on board.
Wow,
yeah, that was very close.
That was such a cool game.
That was fantastically executed by Hitachi, just scraping by with that, using all of that lifesteal for healing and just scraping by with those minions on board. I think it really shows the I guess sort of the one-dimensional nature of that rogue deck, where if you're able to disrupt that singular game plan, you can get a win. All right, going into game 2, we're going to see Shire run it back with the rogue against Hitachi's priest. And this time the rogue has Swine Tusk Shank in the opening hand, so this might be a very different game. Yes.
This matchup in itself is very, very good for the Poison Rogue generally.
I don't know if it's that good. I know it's good into Control Priest. I think it's a little more even against the priests that run Light Shower Elemental.
Oh, okay. It makes sense, because if they can get the Light Shower Ellies, then then they're gonna heal, and that's difficult.
A large tot that heals you is quite annoying.
Yes, agreed. Someone who control decks, having something that heals for 8 it's good to play and annoying to play against.
Yeah, we see a Snap Pick Crimson Hothead from Hitachi. Definitely by far the most viable of those options.
Oh yeah.
I really like this Sethic on 2
Able to get the
because
Sethic.
it's a big threat for this rogue because you don't know what's in Itachi's hand, and if Apo comes down on 3, that can be game over if you don't have that coerce in hand.
Exactly. So Shire doesn't really have like an efficient way to deal with this. So maybe maybe you just see a wand maker. I mean, maybe you coin out the swine tusk, but I'm not so sure I like coining the shank.
I think if I'm Mark Shire, I coin shank every time here because next turn you go Silverleaf Deadly Poison.
Oh yeah, Silverleaf Deadly, and then you have a big one. Yeah. That's where things get crazy. So just gonna tempo out the Hothead, present the threat. Note that this 3/6 cannot be dealt with in one. Not be dealt with immediately. We'll have to take a couple of hits if that's how Marshara wants to go. Does have a coerce for next turn, but if we're gonna go Silverleaf Deadly, then there's no real good 1-drop to activate the coerce.
Yeah, I know we were talking about Silverleaf Deadly. I think seeing this Hothead, I'd probably rather play a Wand Maker here because depending on the 1 cost, I can either play the Deadly Poison this turn or play the 1 cost I get from Wand Maker this turn. Okay, never mind. Going for Deadly Poison anyway.
Going for the Deadly Poison. Gonna clear off the Sethic, which is fine.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, seeing that Sethic is kind of a must-kill threat. Exactly. And we do hit that prep, so we can coerce next turn.
Yes, so prep coerce is huge. Let's pick up a Zyrella for 2 mana.
Yeah, tempoing it out.
Tempos it out, yep. Just gotta tempo against his deck and try and kill him before they kill you.
Yeah, and I think with the addition of Swine Tusk Shank for Poison Rogue, it's a lot harder for decks to sort of out-heal the weapon. Like we saw it last game, but that was because a lot of the buffs were ending up on a self-sharpening.
Wow, finds a Deadly.
Yeah.
That's huge. You get to prep Coerce and then play a Deadly Poison.
Yeah.
With the Secret Passage on 5 mana, so big. Hitachi immediately goes for the Renew. Gonna see what card he wants to pick up. Could opt for the Rally here. Does have a Sethic Veilweaver in the Resurrection pool. And the other things here just don't seem that great. So we're gonna go for Rally and just play it to get the Sethic out. Rally. Trades with the 2/2 as well. Ooh. Now, does the Swindle pickup change anything? Would you maybe go for a Wand Maker's Swindle? Or even a Wicked Stab?
I don't know if I'd go Wand Maker's Swindle. I think I'd go Sinister Strike.
Strike Swindle, yeah. That makes sense.
So, Swindle is 1 and 3 to give us Man Crick, and a 2 and 3 to give us a Prize Plunderer.
Yeah.
And if we hit a Prize Plunderer and a 1-cost spell, we could clear off some stuff this turn. Goes for the 1.
Yeah, he does get a Yoink. See if Yoink shows me the hero powers this time. If Marshara plays it, I might want to see the Swindle more than a Yoink, because if you play Swindle after, there's no even if you get a Plunder, you can just kill the Zyrella off. Has to opt to use. He's gonna opt to use it. Take a draw. Finds Cloak. Plays Yoink. Lesser Heal. Fire Blast. Shape Shift. I might take the he's gonna go for the Fireball. Gonna go for the Fireball. Fire Blast, the mage hero power. More damage
I
to
think
face.
we can see that Itachi doesn't have it in hand, but the potential threat of Apotheosis just makes every minion from the priest a must kill for the rogue.
Exactly, which is why
Because
we're seeing the stabs used on the minions instead of on face. They're the only targeted. If they're like besides coerce, they're the only other targeted clear of minions. Yeah, probably deciding if it's worth to remove the minion. Decides to say no. Deadly poison picked up could go for you. Could even go for a passage here. Could go like deadly poison swindle or deadly poison into a secret passage. No threat of dying, so
I think
cloak
if we
isn't
play the
great.
poison first. Not quite what we want to see off of passage, although we can just do it again.
Yep. Gonna see what we draw from the silver leaf. Poison draws paralytic. So there's a poison to play. That would actually leave Itachi in a situation where he's facing down 2 turn.
Opts to play the Wicked Stab as well as that poison.
Yeah,
I like that because obviously
sure.
that Wicked Stab's going back in your deck. No
Yeah.
guarantee you'll ever see it again.
Exactly.
Holding back on the hero power.
Yeah, Itachi kind of bricking his draws a little bit here. Unfortunately, there's no target for the Hysteria. The Samuro you want to save for Apotheosis here, but you're not really gonna have any minions to play with it. So,
yeah, that was probably why we didn't see the One Maker cleared last turn, just in case of an Apotheosis top deck. We could have healed for 6 with this Samuro.
For sure.
Opts to do it again. Interesting.
Yeah, he's really banking on this, but I mean, I don't think there's a direct. There's a kind of a chance of getting killed here, though.
I mean, yeah, Markshire's one-off lethal right now.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we're going to see a Sinister Strike, probably Swindle, then Secret Passage to try and find
second
lethal.
Sinister. Or was first Sinister played already?
First may have been played. And it goes for the Passage instead of the Swindle.
Finds lethal.
Okay. There was the second Sinister.
Sinister. Yeah, second Sinister is there. Okay, that's just the game.
That is going to close out the game.
Yep.
Yep.
He got there.
I think Priest drew really well for the first couple turns and then started drawing the cards you don't really want in this matchup. I think with a different set of draws, Itachi was able to sort of force Markshire to use a decent chunk of resources on clearing minions, but then wasn't able to get any follow-up to it.
Exactly. Now we see... Oh. Well, then the game hasn't been gotten into yet, but once it does, switch back over. Just gonna set that up.
I wonder if you're Markshire, what do you queue up next here?
Yeah, it's interesting because both Hitachi and Markshire, like, they have very specific matchups they want to see.
Yeah, and this is one of those matchups that I think
we're getting a Mage Mirror.
Wants to see a little more than Hitachi. Well, Markshire has Keleseth in hand, so it's probably a good keep.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think with the flow in hand, you can afford to keep cards that aren't flow. When you don't have flow, you generally want to just full mill for it.
Yeah.
But does just opt to toss the other 3. Yeah, it's turn 1. It's the play you hate to see on ladder, coin flow. Well, you love to see it if you're the one playing the mage. You hate to see it if you're the priest.
Yeah. It kind of just feels like salt in the wound at this point. But yeah.
Wow, there's that nerfed card. Oh man.
Yeah, there's the
Spring water.
There's the nerfed spring water back at 4 mana again. Oh boy. Let's look at Hitachi's hand. He has a decent hand for himself for sure, having Scorpids and having palm reading with a light shower. It's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We see 2 pieces of burn in Mark Shire's hand already. Doesn't really have to do anything here, honestly. Can just ping.
I think we see 3 pieces. We have Apexis, Mask,
Oh, pass.
and...
I am sorry, I did not see that. I did not browse the hand far enough to see Mask of Cthulhu. But yeah.
So Itachi isn't running Flesh Giant in his priest deck,
which makes this not as great.
Sort of, yeah, but it's a tech choice that a lot of people have been putting in to mostly help with this mage matchup. I think one of the concerns you have if you're the mage is that if you just do that autopilot ping opponent's face on turns 2 and 3, you're actually discounting their Flesh Giants if you're both just hero powering.
Yeah.
So obviously we don't see them here, but we're considering on ladder and closed decklist formats.
Yeah.
You don't always want to do that ping opponent's face.
Exactly, and so we saw Hitachi pick up the Gift of Luminance. That can be pretty pesky.
Here's the fun interaction where some people are saying refreshing Springwater's change is actually a buff because it will now corrupt your ring tosses.
Yeah, I saw that interaction. I was like, oh yeah, that's something. Alright, so we've seen that. Now let's see what Mark Shire opts for now. Has a couple of options here. That could clear clear the Scorpids, honestly.
Looking down 2 Scorpids, the Apexis Blast looks a lot worse than it does normally.
Yes,
because one of them's gonna die.
Yeah, I was thinking along the lines of like Brain Freeze, Rudor Ping as a potential play because you clear both Scorpids with that play.
I assume what we're gonna see here is we're gonna see this Brain Freeze, and we're probably gonna pick this rigged fair game.
Yeah. They picked Oasis and Counterspell. Okay. Well, I think
against Priest.
I think this top deck one of the palm readings is gonna be pretty nice here. Gonna opt for a Renew. Gonna obviously play around Counterspell. Very well done by Hitachi. Gonna get the palm reading out now. Very likely. Samuro potential, actually. Covered the Samuro.
So we've already attacked the Scorpid, which makes me not as happy with the Samuro because it plays a bit into Mirror Entity, but doesn't end up having it here.
Yeah. No sources of spell power here for Mark Shire, so this I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily matter. You could just ignore the minion here. Gets a Gurabashi, and this is a mage. That's something.
That's a little spooky.
Yeah. Fortunately, we do see Light Shower. So, at least there's a taunt in the way now.
Yeah,
but that just gets cleared, though. Here. It just gets cleared. I mean, Apexis Ping.
And you're not getting any value off of that Death Rattle since you're at 29 already. This is also... It's weak to devolving, but I guess the thinking is this 1/6 is very understated for a 4-drop. So if you do get devolved, it's at least going to probably upgrade one of your minions. And this also is setting up for Auspicious Spirits on a future turn.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm wondering if I would have wanted to see that when the Samuro came down, maybe playing the Luminance instead. But obviously that's a couple turns back, and that's not any big part of that's not relevant at this point. Let's see how Markshire chooses to deal with
doesn't have
this.
great synergy with Samuro. It has
No, but it had good.
hold
It
him
had
for a
good.
second.
It had good. It has good synergy with Scorpid.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, Markshire with a very fun interaction there. I didn't think about that 100%. Gonna opt to use a fireball on it and then play Imprison Phoenix and go face.
We do see second light shower.
Yeah. Goes
I'm
for
guessing we're
palm
gonna be
reading.
dropping some palm readings.
Right.
None of these are super appealing. Raise Dead probably gets us back.
Scorpid and
maybe
it
light
gets you
shower.
Scorpid and a light shower or double Scorpid.
Yeah, Soul Mirror. Again, not super appealing just because it's not going to clear this, and there is also the concern of Oasis ally.
Yeah.
Second palm reading comes down.
Does find Devouring Plague.
Apo.
Finds Apo. Picks Plague here.
I assume we're going to see Plague plus
Plague plus,
Smite.
yeah, Plague Smite. Definitely. Removes the minion. And we're going to see a raise that at the end here.
Yep.
We did see a 17 attack minion on the board for a brief moment. In fact, even a 20 attack minion for a brief moment. But it was removed. Find second flow, so that's quite good.
Samuro's annoying just because it makes your mask kind of bad.
Yeah.
There's a 1/6 on board.
Finds Fortune Teller.
That's
a
one
slight,
of the worst 5
slight
drops.
low roll there on the 5 drop. Not the lowest of rolls, but
It's not the lowest, but the 5 drop pool was significantly
it's pretty good.
Improved.
Yeah, it's very good. So it's definitely one of the worst hits that you can get. Auspicious Spirits gives Umbral Owl. That's not a good hit either. Let's see what Venomous Scorpion gives. Initiation, Holy Nova, Draconic Studies. Kind of like studies here.
It's definitely Draconic Studies.
We even get to see a Gift of Luminance to remove the minion.
So we're going to see this Oasis ally trigger.
Yes.
And we're probably going to see Hysteria on this Water Elemental.
Yeah, for sure.
And it'll, at some point, hit the Scorpid, and the question is if it hits anything else first.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it could hit the Owls.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, debating maybe leaving it up and going for a Draconic. Or he'll face. Okay.
I don't mind it because we don't actually have an answer for this whatchamacallit, the Phoenix in hand right now, so we might just save the Hysteria.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Ooh.
Oh, what a top
deck!
deck! Oh my gosh. That's a tilter. This board also can just kind of. This board can also just kind of. This board can also just get removed because of Flame Strike. But can even save it now at this point and just go for like this Ruined Orb can partially cure. You have the Primordial Studies in hand, so
yeah.
We're gonna see.
Goes for Ruined Orb on the.
Yeah, this tells me that he wants to go for Flame Strike probably.
Yeah.
Lab partner or Thalnos. Thalnos is draw.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like sending this orb into the Divine Shield, because I think the orb's 4 damage, this Water Elemental is only 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we're hitting face with that Water Elemental, I would have liked to just send the orb face for an extra damage. I think the 1 health on the Water Elemental is less relevant.
Yeah, I agree. We do see you see 2 deep freezes, which means this board's gonna get pretty big. But it's gonna get big in the way that that like stuff like Ysera can't necessarily deal with it right away. Because can't deal with it this turn, but Ysera Awakens also just only deals 5 damage. Gonna go for Draconic here. Onyxia, Circus Amalgam, and Alex Straza, the Lifebinder.
I really like Alex.
I like
Although
Alex.
I think there's a decent argument for
Onyxia.
the other two as well. I think I would take Alex here, but Hitachi decides to go for Onyxia instead.
Right.
Um,
Light Shower Hysteria?
I think we should Hysteria first. We need this Phoenix dead, and there's no real reason to sacrifice health on our Light Shower.
Yeah, we're gonna see that
Hysteria.
first. Yeah, we're gonna see that first, yeah.
And I would be surprised if we didn't see a Devolving come down here.
Yeah, I would be surprised as well, because there's now double Devolving. Looks like he ripped both of them here.
Ooh.
No? Oh, he can't play it because it got devolved into a... Devolved into an Imprisoned Celestial.
Well, board's empty. I think we mask.
Yeah, I think Mask is really good here, but we also go Ring Toss first. Or Marshara plays Ring Toss first here. Counter Netherwind. Yeah, I take counter for sure. And
I don't hate Mirror Entity, honestly.
yeah, I don't hate Mirror either here. You're thinking whatever's getting played now is probably pretty big. So he does pick the Mirror Entity and rips the Mask.
And this is a rough position for Hitachi to be in. You're at 12. You have no healing in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you burn this Raise Dead.
Yeah.
We probably play this Ysera and Dream the Water Elemental.
Yeah, the rough part is that you have to Dream their Ysera, which is
now we have to
which is even
Ysera
which
play it.
I mean, just looking at this Ysera gets removed. Could even get devolving.
No, I don't think you dream the Ysera. I think you still dream the Water Elemental, because if you dream the Ysera, they can.
I mean, he's I guess in caster, we have caster vision where if he puts a Water Ellie back in deck, he's just dead. But
yeah,
because of the Thalnos in hand.
Yep.
So yeah, Marshire instantly recognizes it, I think. I think he does. The Thalnos plus the and then
Thalnos comes down.
Yep.
Fireball goes face. Yep. That is gonna be that game.
Yeah, it's the game, yeah. Priest was so close, it just didn't. The lack of apotheosis draws has been very rough here.
Yeah. Although I think the good news for Hitachi is his Priest is going to be very likely to find a win in this next game.
Exactly.
The concern is the Mage going to be able to find a win?
Yeah, I was considering that when I was thinking about how Hitachi potentially wanted to queue. I think Itachi's best chance was to take a potential good line for Hitachi was to try and go for a mage. Was to go for a mage mirror.
Yeah. Although the concern then is if you go for the mage mirror
and it's Hunter,
and your opponent queues Hunter, then Hunter gets through. Your Priest doesn't find a win. It's tricky.
So now at least Hitachi has. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, when you're in the best of 3 scenario, it doesn't actually matter what you queue, assuming every deck is equally likely. Just flip a coin. But we are going to see Priest v Hunter, which super Priest favored. Although still no Appos in hand.
Yeah. Double Veil Weaver though, pretty nice early against Hunter. really wants to find is gonna really want to find a way to corrupt this insight. Is getting discounted, getting like a discounted, something, not necessarily a Sarah, but a discounted like light shower would be so good for this deck.
Yeah, I mean, not running wand makers, so I
Yeah.
guess Scorpid would be the low roll with insight.
Sure.
And as a low roll, Scorpid's not awful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course, double insight with no way to corrupt them, not what you want to see.
Yeah. We're gonna see the quick shot, so minion gets removed. But any bit of hunter damage not sent to face is good for the definitely good for the priest.
Now we have the choice between coin piercing shot or demon companion wound prey.
Yeah. I might like saving the coin here for a potential coin trampling rhino. But
yeah, I mean, I think with the caster vision, we know there's going to be another Sethic next turn, so you want to save that rhino.
Sure, exactly.
Yep, and we hit Kolek.
Yep, Kolek is exactly what you wanted to hit. Because now your minions get to go face for 4. Hitachi really needs to find a condemn will need to find a condemn pretty fast. Does get Zarella, so that that would be able to clear the board if there is a renew next turn. Gonna go for the raise dead here.
I think you have to play both the Sethics here, because you know just one won't stick.
Yeah.
Although, with Coin Rhino, neither of them's gonna stick.
Exactly, and this is I like that we have this Chirame Crescent, because that's gonna be fun interactions with the Trampling Rhino. Yeah.
Yeah, Coin Rhino is brutal here. Looking at Hitachi's hand.
This somehow is just getting worse and worse for the priest to actually win this game because of the buffs because of everything going for this specific game. I would like to see a clear on the Sethic here potentially, but I know you don't want to run your Kolek in, pretty much. But I guess you do it anyways.
Yeah, maybe you were supposed to run both of the 2-1s in, although I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. You just have to play you just have to know corrupt insight here. There's not much left. There's a couple of good things, and there's a decent pull there.
You do hit the Scorpid.
Yep. He finds an Apo, finds a Condemn as well.
Yeah, although worth noting, I believe the Hunter has lethal. If you piercing shot, so you attack face with the Wolpertinger, piercing shot your own Wolpertinger. That's 6 damage. You push another.
No, Scorpid's poison.
No,
Scorpid's poisonous. It wouldn't trigger.
1 damage.
Scorpid still wouldn't trigger.
No,
because the Rhino. No, because the Rhino just. Would it? I thought it just. Sorry. That's just with frenzies. I'm so off on my interactions. You're right. I think it is lethal.
No, I believe. No. We're 1 damage off.
1 damage off.
1 or 2 damage off.
All right, so we're just gonna go to piercing shot on their minion.
Piercing shot that. Makes sense.
Yeah. Not letting any apotheosis minion happen, but
this light shower though is going to be massive when it comes down this turn.
Exactly.
Without this light shower, this would have been GG immediately.
Exactly.
With this light shower,
there was a potential outdraw with second. The out there is second piercing shot, which just ends the game. But now we're gonna see double Apo get played.
I don't believe piercing shot ends the game.
It would have.
Because you heal for 8.
No, because you just hit your own minion and hero power.
Right.
Yeah.
I remembered you could target your own minion last turn, and I forgot it this turn.
All good. So now Marshire just has to either has to live with healing 8 now, or a potential apotheosis next turn, and clearing the board essentially.
So As far as options for the Hunter, we can Warsong Wrangler to make this Wolpertinger
Yeah.
3-2, and then push a little extra damage with our Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is going to be what we go for. Makes sense.
Exactly.
And then it's the choice of, do you play the double 1-drop or do you hero power? Do you set your opponent's life a little lower?
You play double ones.
And, yep. And I think if you're Hitachi, you hero power your face and play Zyrella. I think most other options...
I don't know what other option there is.
You can go for Insight, and
if you hit
Scorpid, you lose. But if you hit Samuro or Second Light Shower, you're decent. But Zyrella is a much safer play.
Zyrella is the safe play indeed. I don't think there's any lethal here from the Hunter either. So the Zyrella will be taken care of, but Insight next turn's very big as potentially as well. Really hoping to draw the Scorpid so that way you're looking at a Light Shower, or you're looking at, like, I guess there's still not guarantees ever to get Samuro. Like Scorpid's the worst get, I guess. So we're gonna get 1 extra damage from face. Down to 6 damage for this priest.
Wait, what was the priest's life total at the start of this turn? Okay, yeah. Hunter only had 9 damage that turn.
Yeah.
There was a line where you could Adorable Infestation the opposing Zyrella, so that it would survive the attack from your Warsong Wrangler, and then the Rhino would get in for more damage.
Yeah.
But this just seems like
Please remember to Hysteria. No,
sure
no,
Oh, no.
no,
Oh,
no,
no.
please don't, Itachi.
Oh no.
Oh gosh, he has to do it on the Wrangler. Thank you.
Paused. Okay.
Oh, my heart. This isn't. I have no stake in this. I have no stake in this, and I would not want to see Itachi lose like that. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that would have just been bad.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, this priest is gonna be able to. I think this priest is gonna be able to, especially with that draw. Drawing a Draconic, I think you just slam that and look for something nice to play.
Blackwing, if we're able to stick it, and turn 10 we can go Blackwing plus Oppo. So next turn, and if your opponent has a minion, you're going to heal for 9.
Mm-hmm.
Hitachi? I really don't like Raise Dead here.
Hitachi? What's the purpose of this? What is he? Is he looking for renews? Because there's a potential he can just. There's an even better. There's an even higher potential of dying now. Flash Shield, never mind.
Well, it's okay. We hit Flash Shield.
You hit Flash Shield. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I would have really wanted to see.
Is there still a chance of dying? Is there still a chance of dying? There's still a chance of dying from here, potentially. No, there isn't. Not anymore.
Yeah, there is the second.
Yeah, but now this Precious heals out of range, and this game's over. Oh, it will be over eventually. Because we see Apple on 1 of the minions. Could opt to.
I think you do.
Could opt to remove. You can't fully remove the one with Apotheosis on it. I thought. Oh, I guess maybe you could have. You would have been able to remove it if you had attacked it. But your opinion's going to almost full. I thought maybe I thought maybe hit the 2/2 in.
Yeah, we're gonna see Blackwing plus Apotheosis.
Wait, so does
this.
Wait?
Probably.
Is he actually healing 11 here?
Heal for 9. Yep.
Heals for.
It's only 9. Blackwing only heals 9.
9 damage. Yeah, Marshire instantly concedes that. Tachi gets the freeze through.
Your opponent.
Dude, this match is awesome. We're gonna see lunacy. We're seeing lunacy made. Yeah, we get the best words in Hearthstone. Number 1.
Game
5. And we get Hitachi on the mage versus Marshire back on the face on a. Let's get it.
Thursday night throwdown. Game 5. Hitachi versus Markshire.
Let's go. I love it. Yeah, so this is Tachi's mage. Marshire's. Let's go.
well. So if you're Hitachi, none of these cards say Flow or Lunacy, so it's a full mall. If you're Mark Shire, I see some 1-drops. I kind of like those.
Kind of like those 1-drops, yeah.
I like the idea of Wolpertinger on 1, and probably Demon Companion on 2, because you always hit Kolek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always Kolek. Keeps a Wrangler and gets a Rhino.
Yeah, well, you can go Wolpertinger on 1, Companion on 2, Coin Wrangler on 3 to buff your Wolpertingers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if they stick around.
Yeah. Mini Mage is going to be a bit of a pest, but we don't see we don't see Flow or Lunacy for the Mage, so
yeah. And Coin Felmaw is a very scary opening from Hunter.
Yeah.
You could opt to Wolpertinger instead, and then you're Felmawing on 2 and possibly still coining the Wrangler on 3.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also coin Felmaw into Wolpertinger plus Companion on 2.
Yeah.
We'll see what Markshire goes with. I personally like coining the Felmaw, although I also have Caster Vision. I can see there is a Devolving Missiles, which can answer this on turn 3, but your opponent still takes 5.
Yeah. Now it's not guaranteed to take 5 because it can just hit the Mini Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Felmaw to Felmaw.
Even better turn,
that is definitely an opening for sure.
I mean, I haven't looked at the stats recently, but I remember Felmaw, the mulligan win rate of Felmaw was absolutely insane in old builds of Face Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. This is bonkers. To get 2 of them, to coin it on 1 and then get the second one on 2, it's so tough for the Mage, honestly, and they don't really have a way to deal with it. It goes face.
Face Maw.
Face Maw goes face. Yeah.
So if Markshire draws second Wolpertinger,
then the Wrangler's useless.
The Wrangler.
It's just a 4-mana 3/4.
A spider tank with a 1-mana tax.
Exactly. I mean, there is two things of burn in Hitachi's hand. He does find an Incanter's Flow here as well. It's a bit late for that, but we're just gonna remove 1 Felmaw. Could opt to play the Devolving as well, if possible. Anticipation's coming, but gonna not do so. Will Face Maw go face again? It does not go face. It removes the Mini Mage. Instantly plays the Warsong Wrangler, picks a Wolpertinger. Now there's a nice big board. That is just so tough to see for Hitachi to have to look at. Can't regenerate that extra mana from the that. This is where you see the kind of that nerfed element of Spring Water. But we are gonna go for Incanter's Flow plus the Devolving after a ping. Gonna try and remove these Wolpers into stuff. Does hit everything. So very nice hits for Hitachi there.
Out of my own curiosity, I did decide to pull up Face Hunter.
Yeah.
When your opponent is playing Mage, the mulligan win rate of Imprisoned Felmaw is
like
70%.
I was gonna say I could have taken a guess to say that was gonna be the case. Gets a Shuma or Misha, a Shima. Sorry.
Yeah, Shuma is something completely different.
Yeah, Shuma is a different card. That is legendary card. 7 mana 1/7.
7 mana 1/7. That is a lot worse than New Onyxia.
Exactly. Hitachi just has to dig for his 1 copy of he just really has to dig here for his copy of Flame Strike as fast as possible. Does find a barrier, so barrier does keep him alive.
Yeah.
That looks like
so. I don't know if it's going to be relevant here.
Brain Freeze could opt to Brain Freeze as well. Yeah. Brain Freeze to 3.
In this matchup, with one discount, the only 9-cost spell in the game is Libram of Hope. So if you
Yeah.
find Deck of Lunacy after playing one flow, you get 3 Librams of Hope in your deck.
Yeah,
Which, against Hunter,
Itachi will
6
only
mana
get
of
2,
Hope,
though.
great.
Itachi will only get 2. His deck runs 1 Flame Strike, not 2. So.
Yeah, he's
So,
already drawn one of those
I
masks.
think Markshire might stop attacking this game, honestly. Yeah, he doesn't have to attack. He can just take the piercing shot here and should be able to lethal next turn. Almost. It's an almost lethal.
Yeah, I believe it's 1 off next turn.
Yeah.
Assuming hero power on both turns.
Exactly. And from Itachi, I guess we're gonna probably see a mask unless there's something better drawn.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We might have to try and just dig through our deck to find,
Exactly.
I guess, find that Deck of Lunacy and then play a Libram of Hope on the turn after.
Yeah. He's just gonna go for it now.
Goes for this turn. Interesting.
Sure.
Opting to not attack, though.
Yeah. I think that's a good call by him.
I agree with the not attacking. I don't know if I agree with the piercing shot because now it's going to take 3 turns of hero powering.
Exactly.
Since you didn't hero power that turn.
Yeah. I agree with that assessment. I mean, it's not necessarily. It's not like it's. I don't think that's gonna stop Markshire from very likely winning this game. But I think.
Yeah, I think.
I think
The issue with playing this Apexis, yeah,
he could Apexis something as well, but I think he's gonna. I think we're looking at a draw here. See what gets drawn. We see Font.
If you Apexis,
instantly plays Font. Yeah. Yeah, Rhino will just kill at that point. The problem is it's just having to remove the board while not playing a minion. Apexis comes in and it needs to be pretty big. It's Kodo.
Just dead to Rhino here.
Yeah.
Also dead
actually
to
just have to quick shot off the top. I think he'll just go for the quick shot lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's for sure lethal. No reason to risk anything.
Exactly. Well played by Markshire to get the win. And well done to Hitachi to pull out to pull out 2 points out of the match. So we will contact Markshire. See if he wants to do a quick interview.
Yeah, definitely very, very well played by both of them. I think Mage needs Deck of Lunacy to win those unfavorables, and it didn't find Deck of Lunacy, so it didn't win the unfavorable.
Yeah. All right. Just 1 second here. Markshire has agreed to do an interview. I will get him in the call here shortly. All right.
Right.
All right. Hello, Markshire. Congrats on your victory. Going well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I guess I can.
So
Go ahead.
I was going to say, going into this match, how did you sort of feel about your lineup, and how did you feel about your chances looking at Itachi's lineup?
Yeah, so I did end up submitting pretty late. I think it was just kind of awkward timing with the patch and then decks getting pushed back. And so I ideally I think both of us would have had more time to prep, but like after I looked at it, I felt pretty favored. Didn't have a ton of unfavorables. I think like the Face Hunter versus Priest is probably like the worst matchup I had, but I was definitely thinking I didn't have like a real like hard target strategy in mind, but I was just bringing decks that I felt pretty comfortable on and that I think would do well against Priest and Mage. And he ended up bringing both of those. So, and I ended up being good against DH too, even though I lost that one game one. So I definitely felt good about my lineup going in.
Yeah, it definitely. As an outsider looking in, I saw your lineup and I went, "Oh, looks like he's targeting mage." But hearing that explanation also makes sense. It's not a hard target in the same way that we'll see some players do, where you're getting crazy tech cards. It's just four decks that are pretty decent overall and have favorables into some popular decks.
Definitely, yeah.
Um,
Um,
can I ask what the thinking behind True Aim Crescent in the Hunter is?
That's a good question. I wish I could tell you who I saw running it, but I saw like the deck list on Twitter today. And I mean, I've played Face Hunter this meta a decent amount, but I just saw the crescents and I was like, okay, it's some like decent chip damage, and I think you can do some interesting things with Rhino.
Yeah.
Like I kind of came close to that in the Priest game, even though I ended up losing. But it just seemed decent. And if you're not, I think before I had like arcane shots in there, which is like okay, but can kind of be a dead card a lot of the time. So it seemed like it, cheap card, decent damage, kind of synergizes well with a couple things in the deck.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering from y'all's perspective. I feel like I probably lost game one somewhere. It was just a so I'm wondering if you mentioned any like key turns or anything that I could have done differently, because I just felt like it was a weird situation where he like used his artificers early, but then I kind of felt like I would really struggle to get the damage together, so it made some of my plays awkward. But I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts on that match.
Yeah,
Uh,
game one was the Weapon Rogue versus Demon Hunter, to
Yeah.
confirm.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, correct. Yeah.
the big thing I noticed in that one was that you used a lot of your buffs on Self Sharpening Sword, which
Yeah.
kind of caps the damage of those buffs. And I think that against that Demon Hunter, when you're facing down like two or three potential Reno Jacksons, you sometimes have to greet it for the shank. Although the concern, of
Mhm.
course, is we have the caster mission. We're looking at Itachi's hand, and we can say, well, if he draws Il'gynoth, he has lethal next turn. So you do need to get that pressure on to force them to waste those resources.
Yeah, it's tough, and I also like just usually when I played Weapon Rogue, I haven't needed to use Self Sharpening Sword a lot, so I was kind of like I would really much rather have the other weapon. So it was a situation where like, well, do I have to go all in on this? Because like I know that OTKDH, like you said, they always have the option of like that early like turn 7, turn 8 lethal if they get a good draw. So it was tough, but yeah, probably could have played that one a little bit differently. But
And it was super close at the end there. I believe if you drew Olgra, you won. And
yeah,
I think you had a few cutting classes and other options to draw it.
y-
So
both of those, and I think I had a swindle left too. So yeah,
yeah.
right. I think at
Very
least one other option.
unfortunate. Ugh.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean that game one happened, and you got the mage over priest and hunter over Itachi's mage. Obviously drawing, getting Felmaw into Felmaw has to feel pretty good. In that last game.
Yeah, that was nice. I was almost it felt a little bit weird, like not because like getting ship damage in early is so strong against mage because they usually have nothing in like the first 3 turns, but I felt like that was too good to pass up. And both of the Wolpertingers living going into turn 4 was so huge. I got to push that extra damage with the buff on turn 4. So I was really hoping that at least one of them would live, but both of them did. I was like, all right, this is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think if both of them went face, that would have been obviously the ideal scenario. But the one trading it still lives at least, so that was a positive, like you said. I mean overall you navigated these matches very well, and but I mean the Hunter versus Priest is just really tough. You almost I see Hunters get there almost so many times against Priest. Um, yeah. So it was so much fun watching this match and getting to cast it.
Thanks. Yeah. No, yeah, that was another one where it's like maybe if I used piercing shot differently, I had a chance, but that is just kind of how the priest is. They'll get down really low and then they just have so much heal that if you haven't killed them early, then they'll just stabilize and Hunter has pretty much no chance in the long game.
Yeah. All right.
So I guess speaking a little more big picture, we did just see a balance change very recently, and I mean you've got two decks here which are running cards that got nerfed, two decks here that aren't running any cards that got nerfed. How much do you think that that balance change has shaken things up?
That's a good question. So I like when I saw the balance changes, I thought that like Paladin got hit really hard. And I at first didn't really want to bring it, but kind of looking at some of those like I guess like day one or day two stats, it looked like Libram still matched up really well. And I mean it forced the ban from Itachi. So I actually think that Paladin is gonna end up okay. And then with Mage, I mean, everyone it seems wanted Flow to be nerfed. I definitely wanted it to be nerfed as well. I think Springwater, like, it definitely makes like the card is definitely worse, but I think it doesn't impact the deck that much. So overall, it doesn't seem like the nerfs have been super impactful so far, just based on my experience. But I mean, we'll see what happens in the next couple days, but doesn't seem to be huge from what I've seen.
I mean, I do think with the sort of big nerf to aggro paladin and the decrease in the amount of paladins, weapon rogue has
Mhm.
definitely been a deck that benefits a lot from that.
Oh yeah, that's
And
that's true.
that was something
Yeah.
that we saw tonight with that weapon rogue. I mean, uh, I think looking at the stats, the only unfavorable is Demon Hunter, and even that one's close to 50-50 for the weapon rogue.
Really? Okay, it's that. Okay, see, I don't even know if I've looked at the most recent stats for. Well, I've looked at the
Hmm.
stats, but I didn't know it only had like one or two unfavorables. That's better
Yeah,
than I
it's
thought it
crazy.
was. I kind of hope they hit that then, because that deck is not the best to see a lot of on ladder, even though it's fun to play.
Yeah, I mean it was mostly kept in check just because it had like an oppressively bad paladin matchup. Like it was
Yeah.
20% or something against paladin.
No, yeah, it's mainly just Paladin that it's weak to. You're completely right. Wow.
I mean, again, congrats on the victory. Dr. Fish, did you have any questions you wanted to ask?
No, I'm good. Um,
Sweet.
I'll just ask if you have any shout outs, I guess, before we wrap up.
Um. Yeah, I guess no, well, what I did want to point out is just like so if for those that haven't been paying attention to Aeon, which is understandable, for the past 3 weeks, either Donkey has won and the rest of us have lost, or Donkey has lost and the rest of us have won. But with this win, I have officially broken the cycle because um Donde lost, but I won. So I'm hoping we'll have a slightly different pattern going forward, and we can end up doing a little bit better.
Yeah,
And or maybe all five of us can win one week, which would
that would be really good.
that would be great. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for having me on for the interview. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, and thanks for casting. Always fun to be on stream.
Yep. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming on. Thanks to Itachi and Marshar for playing, and thank you, Milo, for casting with me. Right. So I guess that's gonna wrap
All
it
right.
up for this episode of Thursday Throwdown. I've been Dr. Fish with Nice Jewish Owl, and we will see you all back tomorrow for Friday night fights. We're gonna have a couple really good matches. I have to look at them I guess there's going to be the Battlegrounds lobby, but there's also going to be 2 other matches, one at 8 and one at 10. I want to pull up the schedule so I'm not getting it wrong. Imagine being prepared. um I will also mention that Salty Saturday does not have any matches. So if you are playing at 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night, contact me. Please send me a DM, and Isocles and I would love to have you on our on for Saturday night to play your match. The Friday night fights looks like let's see. I know 9 p.m. is going to be the first lobbies of the Battlegrounds Finals, and that'll be casted by Blue Sombrero and Corden, and then we have Doc McButt and Lefty in a wild match at 8 p.m. And that'll be myself and Corden, and then at 10 p.m. Isocles and Ron Mexico in Hero Series action, and that'll again be Corden and myself after Battlegrounds. So, yep, make sure you stay tuned for that. And we will see you all we'll see you all tomorrow night, hopefully. Until then, have a great night and stay safe. Stay safe.